Hello and welcome to another episode of the Afterwork Anime Club podcast. This is going to be the last episode of the year 2024. So, I am your host, Lulu Soul, and joining me today is.
Hello, yes, distracted shark, much distraction, such shark. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
So, earlier on in this season, Shark, we were doing an episode by episode play of the anime Dan, and we kind of fell off from that, right?
I mean, we were still watching it, we just didn't, make a video about
Yeah,
it.
we didn't do the episode play by plays. So I figured today we'll just kind of talk about our overall feeling of the anime as a whole, which I feel like works really well considering we don't want to spoil the entire season.
Hmm.
That being said, there will be mild spoilers because there are things we need to talk about.
Yeah, like, the end of the season?
Yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. If you are here just to hear us rant about the last episode of the season, um, fast
Give us a minute.
Yeah, we'll get there. I'm sure if I can make a timestamp, I will. And yes, but so Sharko, you have read the manga. You're on update with the manga, correct?
I am current on the manga, yes.
After now that we have seen an entire season, an entire 12 episodes of Dandadan, how does it live up to or fail to live up to the manga?
No, it easily is living up to the manga. It's very well done. The animation's great. The music's obviously great. I think things as a whole are really good.
Wonderful. I so after we watched, honestly, I think it was after episode 1, I claimed this as anime of the season, I think.
Hmm.
You know, me alongside everyone else. And I have heard nothing but praises of this show unless there be trolls. But there are some things about it that I've been struggling with.
Okay.
Sometimes the secondhand embarrassment gets a little bit extreme. They go a little far with the jokes.
That's fair. It is, by its nature, a comedy.
It is, but I started noticing it the most within the last, I want to say 2, maybe 3 episodes with the childhood friend.
Okay.
And all of just like he's a nice guy, he's a nice character, he's definitely like appealing to look at. But it is so hard to watch him sometimes.
Because he's goofy.
Yeah, it's just the constant like talking and memes, just very cringy.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Our one of our first, for lack of a better word, rival characters, um, genuinely thinks she's a hero out to save mankind.
She is also very cringy. There is a lot of cringe in this anime. So if you are not a fan of secondhand embarrassment, this might not. Here's your trigger warning if you haven't watched the show yet.
But they're good characters.
They are good characters. They're very well written characters. One thing that this anime does that I've actually complained quite a bit about anime in the past not doing is I can 100% believe that these characters are high schoolers.
Absolutely. They encapsulate that very well. They don't feel like they don't feel like people that were written by an adult. They feel like these are kids.
Yes, their chemistry between all of them is very childlike. When they're arguing, it's very childlike. When they're being cringy, it's very childlike. Childlike, teen-like. Even the romance moments, and there are romance moments in this season, feel painfully familiar.
Oof, my dude. Oof.
Ugh. Like I think that's one of the reason I personally get childhood embarrassment so much is because I relate so much to Okoro-kun. If
Hmm.
he were a female and you replace supernatural with anime and manga, that was me in high school. The when he is like acknowledging like, oh my god, I have someone that I can talk to about this stuff. I have someone I'm friends with. That is so true to my heart that it is almost painful to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair.
So I think that might be why the secondhand embarrassment, at least in his case, like hits me so hard, is because it's so incredibly familiar.
Hmm.
Is there anything that has happened in this season that shocked you or surprised you?
Not really, because kind of by its nature, I knew everything that was going to happen.
That's fair. I know something did shock and surprise me.
Okay.
So this is labeled as a horror comedy. meaning you're gonna laugh and there's horror elements. Normally, those two genres, when they do like mix together, it's done the comedy overtakes the horror elements.
Hmm.
So like it's like, oh yeah, this is what was that anime? There's an anime about a girl. It's a rom-com horror because everyone thinks that she's super scary, but she's actually like really, really sweet and cute. So there are clips of her being like almost demonically possessed, and then it shifts into the comedic beats. I'll post it up here on the screen. I don't remember the name of it right now.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But that's kind of, if you've seen it, if you know what I'm talking about, that's kind of what I was expecting from this. I was not expecting the horror elements to be truly horrific to watch.
They're not great.
Yeah, like there's I want to say it's again, I keep wanting to go, "Oh yeah, these last two episodes specifically because they're the most fresh in my mind." But no, it's been consistent throughout the entire season of when something is supposed to be scary or unnerving, they land every single time.
Hmm. Yeah, there's some truly horrible stuff here.
Yeah. Do you
Like,
know?
I don't dabble in a lot of horror because I don't like being scared. For the anime specifically, because I know everything's gonna happen, it doesn't hit me as badly. And for the manga, reading it isn't as in your face for me about it.
And that's really interesting because horror anime is actually it actually has a pretty bad rap because it's supposedly it's really difficult to take the stylistic choices that are made in horror anime that make them so unnerving and scary and put them into an anime screen.
Oh yeah, I mean, Junji Ito's stuff is famous for it.
Look, we don't have to talk about Junji Ito on behalf of anime fans everywhere. I apologize what has been done to
Hey,
every single animated work of your
episode
masterpieces.
1 of Uzumaki was really good.
Yeah, and so was
I
season 1
have
of Blue
nothing
Lock.
add I have nothing add to more to add to that sentence. I'm good.
So that like it's even more impressive that the horror beats in Dan Da Dan land. At least they land for me. I don't know because I'm also not a big consumer of horror, so it might just be like I'm gate level into horror anime and horror stories and stuff. So that might be why it doesn't or it does impact me as much as it does. So if there is someone out there that is a big horror fan, can you guys tell us, do the horror elements of this anime hit the same as they would for the manga? But yeah, that was something that I wasn't expecting that. So it was really cool that that happened. And I know there might be at least one of you that are here because you want to hear us rant about the last episode in the season.
Potentially.
I had one single thought when we ended the episode, and I don't know if it is the thought that I should have had.
Okay.
This is bloody brilliant.
That's certainly a reaction.
The big controversy with the Don Da Don episode 12 is it ends on a cliffhanger. We're not going to go into details about the cliffhanger, but it absolutely 100% ends on a cliffhanger.
Only a little bit.
Only like it's not even that it just ends on a cliffhanger. It feels like it ends at the beginning of an arc.
Because it is.
Right. And usually when you have like a mid-season break or you're going from one season into the other and it ends on a cliffhanger, it's usually like they're about to face the big bad or they're almost about to beat the big bad. But no, this is the beginning. This is the once upon a time you turn the page and it's the end of the season.
Yep.
And I think it's brilliant.
I don't think it was chosen by the studio.
I do. I think it was 100% planned.
Hmm.
So, do you know one of the reasons that most anime is created when it's based off of a manga?
Nope.
To advertise the manga.
Okay.
That's usually to create more merchandising, to let more people know, hey, this exists. That's why you have so many. I think they do it with light novels and web comics as well. It's why you have so many anime that just has the one season. It happens quite often, most often I want to say with my rom-com anime, where they'll only cover like a portion of the manga, and what that is intended to do is you get to the end of the season, you don't know if there's going to be continuation or not, and people will go and they will start reading the manga. In this case, we know we're getting a season 2 of Dandadan. The season 2 doesn't hit though until July.
Hmm.
And we know that the manga is quite a bit ahead of the anime. So by starting it in the beginning of an arc, the likelihood of people being impatient and going, I'm going to watch it anyway in July, but I need to know now, is probably going to be higher. And people are going to probably be going and buying Shonen Jumps or the full manga to try and figure out what's going to happen in July.
I I understand that. However, it can also be very frustrating
Well, yeah, it's annoying.
because
It's super annoying. It's obnoxiously annoying. I personally hate cliffhangers.
I don't know. It feels almost more to me like there was supposed to be a second season in what would be the winter. We're going into winter now
We
for
are.
anime seasons. Yeah, going into winter. It was supposed to just keep going and had to get postponed for some reason.
That could have been it as well. I personally prefer my theory because my theory is much more diabolical, but it could be your theory too.
I don't like your theory because it means that, it was on purpose, and I don't like it.
So I was watching a YouTube video the other day. If I can find the YouTube creator in the YouTube video, I'll post a link in it. Um, but they were going over how Shonen Jump is currently facing kind of like a crisis right now
Okay.
because not just one, but like almost all of their crazy big heavy hitters have either ended or are about to end within the next few months to a year or two. I think One Piece has still got like 4 or 5 more years left in it. But
One Piece is on its last arc.
yeah, it's still on its last arc. My Hero Academia has ended. Naruto has ended. Boruto is not Naruto. Let's see. Jujutsu
Jujutsu
Kaisen.
is over, I believe.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen ended. I think Chainsaw Man is ending or has ended. What was the other one that they mentioned? Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer has ended. Like they're
Demon
the
Slayer's been over for a while.
yeah, but like the go to the anime convention and you see the person dressed up and everything. Most of those anime are coming to a close and they're all ending or have ended within a very similar time span.
Do you mean manga?
Yes.
Okay.
Therefore, Shonen Jump needs to propel its manga more severely into the manga sphere, which is obviously what is happening with Don. Don is freaking amazing.
Mhm.
Another anime that was mentioned or manga that's turning into an anime is Sakamoto Days, but that one looks untraditional. But so is Don, so who knows? And then there's of
Listen,
course Kaiju
there
number
will be
8.
an episode about Sakamoto.
Oh yeah. And then there's Kaiju
Uh,
number 8, but that's not Shonen Jump, that's the Shonen Jump Plus.
So it's Shonen Jump, but more money?
I think it's like it's just a separate magazine.
Okay.
I don't know too much about it. If you do know about it, let us know, please. But yeah, so a lot of the big heavy hitters, since they're not going to really be around, they need a way to fill in that gap financially. So that's one of the reasons I think this was absolutely planned.
I mean, I think that this is a natural cycle of, the things happen, the series come and go, find a new series, find the next big thing. Don't cancel shit.
Right? We need the next big three. I would say that Don absolutely has a slot there. Even though it's Shonen Jump Plus, not Shonen Jump, when it comes back, I think Kaiju number 8. Gosh, I hope it does because oh my gosh, that anime is still it's my 2024 anime choice. Like if we were doing anime awards of 2024, mine would be Kaiju number 8.
Well, that's fair. I don't think I watched enough anime in 2024 to really do that.
But what stood out for you? Like what
I mean,
like
Kaiju was great because I didn't know anything about Kaiju, and then I read all of Kaiju. The only two that really stand out to me from this year are Kaiju and Dandadan. I don't really
right?
remember anything else that we've watched.
I mean, I've been binging romance anime lately, so don't
No,
mind
that's fair.
me. But let's say just for argument's sake, because we're gonna jump into this, let's say that Dandadan and Kaiju number 8 are going to be the top big hitters of Shonen Jump. What What do you think is going to take the third place? What type of anime? Do you have a thought?
Not really, because at the end of the day, I have very specific tastes, and I know those don't apply to everybody.
I think I think it's time for us to have a more traditional shonen anime back because here
What do you what do you call kaiju?
kaiju is it's an untraditional. Well, so okay, when I think of traditional shonen jump big 3 anime, I think of your coming of age story, your big battles, your um tournament arcs. You're just that anime that encompasses the feeling of heroism, of the big dream. So like with Goku, with Dragon Ball Z, it was Goku. He wants to be the best fighter in the universe. That is his big dream. Yes, there's a little bit of like blood and stuff in it, but plot wise, it's pretty simple and basic. It's there to have a good time, but the characters, the world building is so enchanting that you're there for all of it, right? And then you had One Piece, which is the same thing. Yes, it can get violent and gruesome sometimes, but
I don't know if
you
I'd ever say that about One Piece.
oh gosh, what was it? It was something like flashed into my head. But blood and gore is not in the front and center of One Piece. I'm gonna become
Blood
the
and Gore isn't the front and center of almost any of the big three.
right traditionally, but that has changed once we go a little bit further because we had obviously Dragon Ball. What was it? Was it Dragon Ball Z? Was it not? Was it Naruto and One Piece? I thought Naruto and One Piece was
The
like
big
second
three are
generation.
the big three are Naruto, One Piece, Bleach.
Okay, DBZ was like the grandfather. Yeah,
Yeah,
Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. And I would say Bleach and Yu Yu Hakusho were both like in competition for that third spot. And they were both
not even a
kind of,
little bit.
this is my
Yu Yu
world.
Ha-
This is
Yu Yu
my world.
Hakusho was an entirely different era.
Was it? No, it was the same era. Or maybe I just discovered it at the same time.
You definitely discovered it at the same time because I'm gonna go do a Google on when
Yeah,
the
you
anime
do
for
that,
that came
Google.
out. The final episode of Yu Yu Hakusho was 1994.
But when was the first episode?
1992.
Well, when was the first episode of Naruto?
Bleach.
Whatever.
Bleach
Bleach.
is the one we were comparing it to. Bleach's first episode was 2006.
Okay, fine.
Those are not the same thing. You do not get to compare those two.
But
And technically, Bleach is running right now.
yeah, but is anyone watching it?
Yeah.
Huh,
This is they finally animated the final arc,
fancy.
the Thousand Year
Anyway,
Blood War.
my point being, let's fine. We will set Yu Yu Hakusho aside and we'll just go with Bleach. Bleach was a little edgier than One Piece and Naruto. But even then, it was still you're not getting a lot of blood. You're not getting a lot of like you're getting a lot of action. You're not getting a lot of violence.
Uh, did you watch Bleach?
Not really.
Be
No,
honest. Okay,
I
I'm
read
gonna
it
stop it. Then
for a
there
little
was
while.
the first. The core concept of Bleach is that the main character dies in the first episode, but he gets better.
See, it's just like Yu Yu Hakusho. They both become
Yeah,
spirit
not.
detectives.
Nope, not the same word.
But my point, okay, fine, whatever. Bleach was kind of an outlier, but you had focus on action, less on blood and gore. And then we have what came next, like My Hero
The next big one
Academia.
before that, Attack on Titan.
Yeah. Okay, then yeah, then I would say it started with Attack on Titan, where you have this big anime and its shock factor is this isn't your average shonen anime because it's got the blood, it's got the gore, it's got the violence.
Sure.
And then you've got Demon Slayer. Lots of blood, lots of gore, lots of violence, lots of shock factor.
Hmm.
It's been shonen anime that I've noticed outside of My Hero Academia has just been one edge lord after the other.
Okay, first off,
You tell me
demons.
Jujutsu Kaisen is not an edge lord.
It's not
How?
because an edgelord is integral to your main character.
An edgelord is someone who intentionally posts shocking or controversial content online to impress or upset others. Okay, maybe I'm misusing the word, but it is edgier.
But uh, technically, yes. But I changed that to just it's more mature
That's fair. It's more mature.
because it's not like intentionally depressing. It's not like the anime of Tokyo Ghoul.
My dude has told that like He's got to bite his fingers off or something, and then he's gonna
You
die.
no, no,
No,
no.
he ate
That
a finger. I need to watch that again.
Jesus Christ, we watched this together.
Yeah, but you watched it 4 times. I watched it once.
Yeah. Listen, the key thing is Jujutsu and Demon Slayer are not edgy by their core value. Their core value and their core themes are not depression or, being edgy for the sake of being edgy. Also, going back a little bit, if you want to talk about a coming of age great dream story, that's kaiju.
It is
It's just
kaiju.
not for kids. It's
Right.
for people like us.
And that's what makes it the outlier. You've got a 30-year-old man, which anime of 2024. I loved it, but it is so. Let's actually use better words because I'm wrong. So instead of edgy, more they've been going for a more mature, more violent route,
Okay.
more closer to seinen, what I would think of as seinen, than shonen. But it's like that blurred edge, and Don Don is that same that same style where it's that blurring of, yes, it's, I guess, a coming of age story ish. I mean, the main characters are teenagers and act like teenagers, but the overall show seems to be aimed for a more mature audience.
Um, I don't know if I'd agree with that. I'd say that there are definitely like some of the ones in this are definitely for a more mature audience. Like Attack on Titan and Jujutsu are definitely aimed for more mature, same as like Kaiju. But like Demon Slayer is about as core like shojo as you can get.
And when I
It is
say,
not for a more mature audience. That is aimed for teenagers.
well, yeah, when I'm saying more mature audience, I'm meaning like a 17, 18, and 19 as opposed to like 13, 14, and 15.
No, I'd say specifically Demon Slayer is for that entire age range.
I mean, I was watching stuff like that as a teenager, but like, I don't know if I should have been.
Here's the thing, like Demon Slayer is like blood, like has a lot of blood on screen, but isn't really that mature a series.
The kid's entire family gets murderized in front of him in episode 1.
And
That's traumatizing.
yeah,
Like even
and
Sasuke's family was killed off screen.
no, they were showed later on that they were entirely killed, and also Naruto is also an orphan.
Yeah, but it was,
Also, I feel like your points are getting kind of blurred because we're going all over the place with this.
no, it's because you're not agreeing with me.
Yeah, because you're wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You're factually wrong.
No.
And you've made a lot of bold statements about anime or manga you either don't remember or didn't watch.
My point is, over the last few years, we've been seeing more and more mature themed anime with a lot of blood and a lot of violence.
Okay.
I don't think that's going away, but I think we are primed for a big anime that is more along the lines of One Piece or My Hero Academia or even Fairy Tale.
I mean, technically, Fairy Tail's creator has a new anime coming.
Yeah, but
It's to promote a video game, or the video game's to promote the anime. I can't tell which one.
look, we just need Dragon Quest the anime, okay?
That doesn't that exist?
It might. Apparently, I'm just super wrong today.
Listen, I don't want to say that you're factually wrong multiple times over and over again,
I don't
but
think
I
I've
think I've
been
said that a
factually
couple of
wrong multiple
times.
times over and over again. I think remembering things differently, and you have a skewed version of what 13 and 14-year-olds should be watching.
Based off of the teenagers I see at anime conventions, no, I don't think I do.
Okay, there is no child on this earth that actually watches the content that was aimed for them.
Well, sure, that's kind of the point.
Like I was 11 and watching Neon Genesis Evangelion. I was not the target audience for that show.
Yeah, fair.
Like that one, Elfen Lied. There are a few others that were like Those are the shows that you stumbled across because your parents did not know that anime was what anime was, and you end up low key traumatized by 11, 12, and 13 years old. And then you go and you discover One Piece, and then you
My,
live there, and then you forget about it, and then you discover it again as an adult when the world sucks and you just need One Piece again.
my family still doesn't know what anime is.
I watched anime with my 8-year-old the other day, and it was super awesome.
To be fair, I don't have an 8-year-old.
That's a you problem.
No, it's not.
You have an 8-year-old niece.
She's not 8. Oh wait, you're talking about your kid. I
Yeah.
was like, what are you talking about?
Anyway,
Moving on.
I think
Anyways,
the last
go ahead.
episode was brilliant marketing, but a terrible human being made the marketing decision.
If it is for marketing, it's a interesting choice. Um, because while there are a lot of people that are excited about it, there are just as many people that are upset about it.
That's
Um,
fair, but either way, everybody is talking about it.
there's a statement about that. I can't remember what it is, but what is it? Any publicity is good publicity.
Yup.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I'm not into marketing, so I don't really care.
Friday, Friday, Friday. You
Anyways,
know what I was referencing.
unfortunately,
It proves my point.
not really. That was a meme. Moving on. We will get our next big anime. It is a literal matter of time. I don't. I'm not going to bother worrying about it or trying to plan it out because it's just gonna happen.
See, I want to figure it out. I like talking about this stuff.
Nah, it'll happen. Just let it be.
Now I want to guess and see if I'm right.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
We'll see.
I don't think we've got anything else to talk about in this episode.
I mean, I feel like we could just keep rambling, but yeah,
So, yeah, that this will be the last Afterwork Anime Club podcast of 2024.
if you get it edited by then.
You gotta just add that last bit, didn't you?
Yeah.
You just had to do it. You could have
Listen, prove me
stopped like a
wrong.
whole sentence ahead before that.